Carlos, obviously it's been an up and down season for Diekman. Why was now the time to DFA him?
Yeah, look, not an easy one, especially when you're dealing with a guy like Deke, who's been here since day one, spring training, here all the way to this point, been in these leagues for a long time, and he was such a professional. He was always willing to take the baseball, and when it was hard for him, when going through his struggles and things like that, he was always available. He always wanted to be there. So. But we got to a point where we needed to make a decision. Obviously, little thing back there, and we decided to go that route. So,
I know that especially in this day and age, there's a lot of turnover in bullpens. But I think that's now 6 of the 8 opening day members of your bullpen that are either gone or out for the season. Has this been a particularly tumultuous year for you when you think about bullpen turnover?
Yeah, look, I think every team goes through it. And we've dealt with, especially with injuries. We had a lot of guys that make the opening day roster and got hurt. So and like I said, teams will deal with this at some point. We're dealing with it right now. We've been dealing with it the whole year, and it always happens. It's always evolving. It's always you're always looking for the next guy and how can you get better. But it's been a little bit of a challenge, to be honest with you. But trust the guys that we got in there, and we'll continue to give them opportunities.
What do you know about Matt Gage?
Obviously a lefty, throws over the top, the two-seam, the cutter, can get righties, lefties. Watching film, obviously, since we got him a couple of weeks ago. He's here, ready to go. He'll get opportunities.
And also, what have you seen in Alex Young that's allowed him to have this little burst of success that he's had?
The changeup plays and the arm action, is the same from, whether it's the fastball or the changeup, and his ability to throw it at any time, throw out at bat in any situations, to get swing and misses and to get ground balls as well. So I think the changeup makes him, especially against righties.
Why is Alvarez out of the lineup today?
He was a couple of days dealing with the left shoulder, and yesterday when he had a reach for a pitch from Peterson, kind of felt it there, got tight. He's better, he's available, but just want to monitor his workload here. So if I need him during the game, he'll be available. But if I could stay away from him, I think he will benefit from just not swinging the bat or just limit some of the physical activity there.
How long's he been dealing with that?
He said a few days, but yesterday, finally, like I said, when he had to go reach for that pitch, when I kind of felt it.
Abby?
When you say it's been challenging to deal with a lot of the bullpen turnover this year, what has been the most challenging aspect for you, or aspects plural, and why?
Well, you got to get familiar with a lot of these guys that you don't know how comfortable they are, either going back to back, going multiple innings, how quick they recover. So situations in the game, whether you would like to give him a clean inning or come in, with runners on. So there's a lot to learn here from a lot of these guys that you're not pretty familiar with it, and that's kind of been the biggest thing. But as far as like making decisions when they, when to throw them and when to face different part of their lineup, that's been fine. But it's just more like getting familiar with them.
Peter?
What did you like about putting Winker in the 5th spot of the lineup today between Alonso and Vientos?
Yeah, look, we brought him here to hit against right-handed pitching. I like to break up the righties there, and he's going to give you good at-bats. So that's what we brought him here, and he'll continue to get opportunities. There'll be days where he might hit 4th, he might hit 3rd, depending on who's in the lineup, who's getting a day, and who we're facing, how many lefties, how many righties we got. So today I decided to go there and right behind Pete.
And then just with the deadline being a little over 24 hours away, just how are you kind of balancing it from your perspective between hearing from the front office and then getting ready for the games?
I know they're busy, but my job is to manage the 26 and prepare for today's game. So if something comes my way through my desk, then, I'll give my opinion, but nothing changes from our preparation with the coaches, with the players. We got a game to play today. We got a game to play tomorrow, and our job is to go win a baseball game today.
What was your conversation with Winker like about playing right field, and did you consider moving Nemo instead?
I just told him he was going to play corner outfield. We already moved Nemo from center to left, and his ability to go back and play center field. I didn't want to, mess with that. And Winker was fine, even though he hasn't played there much. He hasn't played the outfield quite a bit now, probably like more than 30 days. So we have to be, careful there with his workload and all that. But he was fine. I'm ready to go. Whatever you need me. So.